I watched the tape where fans were screaming at her as she was leaving the game. If you're screaming at her because your team lost, I heard a couple guys.
Oh, screaming negatively about her?
Oh, yeah.
What were they saying?
You ruined football.
Oh, please.
I said, wait a minute. Your
please.
First, I'll just say, I'm going to look right in that camera. If you're screaming at Taylor Swift saying she ruined her, you're just a loser. You're just a loser or a jackass. You can be A or B.
One of the two.
One of the two.
What's up, everybody? Major retired Richard Ojeda here. And if you're screaming at Taylor Swift saying she ruined football, you're just a loser. You're just a loser or a jackass. Charles Barkley, former NBA player and television analyst on TNT and CBS Sports, came out swinging in support of Taylor Swift.
So for people all of a sudden, because they don't like something about Taylor Swift, either they don't like the Chiefs or they've inferred that Taylor Swift might not be a Trumper, then they're annoyed by Taylor Swift. I can guarantee you that all this news on Fox News would not be happening if she was wearing a MAGA hat. Yeah. They would love it. You know, in the NBA, Chuck, when Jack Nicholson was courtside for the Showtime Lakers, they took shots of him all the time. Yes. When the Yankees were doing great in the 90s, early 2000s, Jerry Seinfeld would be at the game sitting with Chris Rock. It's part of the scene. And, you know, the New York Times had a piece the other day where they actually timed how many seconds per game Taylor Swift is on camera. It isn't that much. And when you watch a football game,
because they're not taking her when there's a play going on.
No, of course not. They're taking her reactions to certain things.
Yes.
But you also see the reactions of drunken guys with no shirt on when it's 10 degrees below zero, and you're supposed to be charmed by that. I'd rather look at Taylor Swift.
The couple's love story has become center stage in the media. This year's Super Bowl is expected to be one of the most watched broadcasts on television history, but MAGA morons are crying foul. Back in 2018, Taylor Swift started speaking out in support of LGBTQ plus rights. During this time of being politically active, she supported Phil Bredesen against Trump loyalist Marsha Blackburn. That's where the rift between Taylor Swift and MAGA originates.
Taylor Swift jumping into politics. What do you have to say to her? And what did she say? She said she wants people to vote for Democrats. And not Marsha Blackburn, especially. You know, well, Marsha Blackburn is doing a very good job in Tennessee. She's leading now substantially, which she should. She's a tremendous woman. I'm sure Taylor Swift has nothing or doesn't know anything about her. And let's say that I like Taylor's music about 25% less now, okay?
Bob Costas pointed out MAGA's hypocrisy brilliantly in this piece. When you think about it, if Taylor Swift wore a MAGA cap to these football games, you would hear crickets from MAGA. For news outlets like Fox, Newsmax, and other extremist media platforms, her appearance at football games would be a non-issue if she was part of their brain-dead cult. So what is it that makes Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's relationship so uncomfortable for the Trump supporter? And why are they so opposed to seeing someone happy? The Trump cult is up against a force of nature. Taylor Swift's following is absolutely enormous, and she's brought many new viewers to the Kansas City Chiefs regular season games and to the NFL. Taylor Swift is an international pop star and billionaire businesswoman. Her rise to stardom as a teenager set her apart as a generational talent. Not only is she a powerhouse, she can now add the title of MAGA conspiracy theory target to the list.
There are, however, some forces at play. The Hail Mary, to try and win back that youth vote. And the way you would do that is by taking the most brain-dead, low-information voters. Of course, I'm talking about Swifties, Taylor Swift fans, who sort of worship this artist, kind of like at random, right? Like just out of the blue, suddenly Taylor Swift's the most famous person on earth. Now she's at every NFL game with her boyfriend, who's backed by Bud Light and Pfizer.
Extremist Trump mouthpieces in the media and even a former Republican presidential candidate have been spreading the notion that the Super Bowl is rigged and it's all leading up to a swift presidential endorsement of Joe Biden. The truth of the matter is that MAGA morons are afraid of strong, independent women. Not long ago, conservative heads exploded over the Barbie movie. We had lunatic preachers smashing a Barbie dream house with a baseball bat that had a Bible duct taped to it. Sexism and a sense of betrayal. Is there anything else that might be fueling this hate we're seeing from the right? These folks who are blaming Taylor Swift for their team losing a football game are suffering from displaced anger. They can't accept the fact that they are losers and jackasses. But we all know that the players are going to play and the haters are going to hate. MAGA could learn a lesson in grace and style from Taylor Swift, but they are too selfish and self-centered to see beyond their own idiotic delusions. I don't have a preferred team in the Super Bowl. I will probably tune in to check out some of the commercials and the Super Bowl halftime show. I don't have a problem with the couple's public love story. It's a positive piece in a world of negative news. Taylor Swift is making MAGA heads explode. Good job, Taylor. Keep it up. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.